not another I'm not here to threaten you, so let's just keep this friendly. Can I take your bounty? Oh, thank the gods.
Thank the moon and star. You've returned. The wise woman returned from the cavern of the Incarnate and went right into Scar to meet with the tribes. Chodal is in there too, about to be named the Nerevarine. Tell me you came back with something to stop my brother's rise to power. Ah, of course. Use the tales of the failed Incarnates to counter Chodal's arguments. That's brilliant. Well, except for one problem. An Outlander has no status in the Council. The Ashlanders won't listen to a word you say. Someone else has to present the arguments. Someone they trust. I suppose that means I have to challenge my brother. With your help, of course. Meet me inside.
Must we continue this farce? It's obvious that I'm the Nerevarine.
Someone has stepped forward to challenge your claim, Chodala.
Seren, I'm disappointed in you, dear sister.
Enough. I shall hear your arguments and render my decision.
Even the Outlander can see that I'm the most powerful Ashkan. My strength alone proves that I am the Nerevarine.
Chodala puts forth his great strength as proof of his claim. Give me the scroll that discounts such a trait for the Nerevarine. Chodala puts forth his great strength as proof of his claim. Yes, that's a sound argument. Incarnate, appear!
As a warrior and as an Ashkan, I was the most powerful of my age. But for all my strength, I failed my people. Don't follow my example.
The faithless houses dare to threaten our land, but we shall meet them in battle, and I will lead us to victory.
This is more nerve-wracking than I anticipated. Which scroll do you recommend to counter this argument? Of course. Let's see what... This doesn't look right.
Must we continue to
Of course. Let's see what happens. Be careful. We need to get... That makes sense. I'll try... Incarnate, appear!
Sister,
I thought the
is
path
that
to the
the best you
Neravarian
can
was a
do?
path of blood and battle, but my love of war was my undoing. War is not the way.
These failed incarnates prove nothing! I need no counsel but my own, as befits my status as the Neravarian.
I think it's working. One... Of course. Incarnate, appear!
I refuse to accept the counsel of the wise women and the Ashkans. I thought I knew best, but I knew nothing. That is not the way of the Neravarian.
Seren and the Outlander, their arguments have merit. Chodala, we deny your claim. You are not the Neravarian.
This proves nothing! Look how the staff protects me! I am the Neravarian! Red exiles, slay the
Brother,
unbelievers!
no!
Flank! Now!
To the side!
For Chodala! For the Neravarian! Go to my hut and get my healer's sack.
I hate
now.
what my brother's become.
Right away, wise woman. Mortal, I would have words with you. Chodala has been revealed as a failed Neravarian, but that hasn't dissuaded him from his reckless course of action. As long as he wields the staff, he shall be unstoppable. Time is against you, mortal. Even now, Vivek, that pompous usurper, grows increasingly weaker. As much as I deplore him, Vivek cannot fall to Chodala's vile magic. There's another power at work here. One I can't quite put my finger on. Return to Vivek City. Do what you can to aid Vivek, and pay heed to my faithful vessel, Seren. I name her Champion of the Moon and Star. She will play a pivotal role in ending her brother's march toward godhood, if she survives.
That was... exhilarating. That was glorious. Lady Azura's presence filled me with such wonder she actually spoke through me. I heard everything she said, and I felt her sense of urgency. You need to return to Vivec City immediately. And help you I shall. Return to Vivec City while I track down my brother and his damnable staff. With the Ashlanders against him, he won't have many options. After I locate him, I'll meet you, and we can... That was glorious.
Hello? Is someone out there? I seem to have locked myself in. Who's out there? Oh, no, never mind. I don't care. I just want to get out of here. It's dark and it's cramped and it smells like an Argonian's armpit. I recognize that voice. I knew you'd come and find me. As for my current predicament, how was I supposed to know it was a trap? The door slammed shut and locked behind me. So, do a dark elf a favor and open the door like a good apprentice? Please? There's probably a button or something nearby. In my experience, there's always something pushable. I remember seeing Daedric symbols on plates along the wall. Try pushing a button that's divisible by 3. 3 has always been lucky for me. Now you're just trying to prolong my agony. Divisible by 3. Try pushing the 6th panel from the left, or the 3rd panel, or maybe the 8th panel. Any of the panels in a position that's divisible by 3. Another obstacle overcome by the great Narcissus Dren. I find that escaping from an ancient trap really gets the heart pumping, provided it doesn't take too long, of course. I couldn't have done it without your relatively minor contribution. Thank you. Indeed, Veloth Tomb. Now we need to locate the hidden passages mentioned in the scroll, and the relics of Saint Veloth will be mine! To write about in my next book, of course. Stick close, apprentice. These tombs can be dangerous to the unwary. Saint Veloth? Perhaps. It's more likely he's buried in his shrine in Deshan. This is the family tomb. Did I tell you my mother traces her lineage to this noble line? Whatever we're going to find, it won't happen if we keep standing here. So, one of them, and it's one of the larger and more significant ones, too. You should visit the place if you're ever in that part of the world. Now, I'd really like to get on with the exploring, if you don't mind. I could tell you, but I work on an instinctual level. I know relics of historic value when I see them. Apprentice, you lead the way. I expect that locked door was the worst this tomb has in store for us. It's smooth sailing from here, I'm certain. Ah, yes, the old scroll. It did mention hidden passages. That's what attracted me in the first place. So I'll look for relics and hidden passages, while you keep an eye out for any unexpected dangers. See? We make a great team, apprentice. Ooh, this might be Veloth's long sought-after right pauldron. Ooh, remarkable hanging. Early Second Era, perhaps? Ah, the main chamber must be down these stairs. Now this is a burial chamber. We just need to find the entrance to the hidden passages. According to the old scroll, there's a secret entrance that leads to the hidden passages somewhere in this chamber. I don't see any obvious lever or switch. That's too bad. Examine anything that looks unusual. That harp, for instance. That's an odd accoutrement for a burial chamber. I also spot an old tome strategically placed for our reference. Interesting. I need to supervise. You are my apprentice, after all. Now get down there and find the hidden passage. Only the richest, most well-to-do families could afford to hide their true resting places so that no one could disturb or defile them. Imagine. Historical research isn't defilement. It's enriching the knowledge of future generations. My calling is noble and above reproach. It says so in my very first book. Now go find that entrance. I doubt there's anything related to St. Veloth in this chamber. Still, the inscription on that pedestal might reveal something. Do give it a look, apprentice. The brazier ignited. That's a good sign. You're a natural, although I suppose my mentoring has honed your talent. Happy to see the ancestors are materializing. I find Oh, well done. Perhaps I should charge for my tutelage. Wait, no dawdling, apprentice.
On to
There's
the
treasure
Undertomb,
nearby.
apprentice.
I can practically smell it. Isn't it exciting? We're the first living creatures to set foot down here in more than 100 years. This will definitely get an entire chapter in my next book. And that surprises you. Haven't you read my books? This is very similar to that time I unearthed the secret chambers of the Master Thief of Elsewhere. A pity my apprentice on that excursion refused to heed my advice. Walked right into a nasty trap. We search, You lead the way, while I watch for the telltale signs of a valuable item of historic significance. Hopefully even a relic of Saint Veloth himself. Ooh, this is the part where our adventure gets really exciting. Oh, that's a skill I developed. Finally honed in the heat of battle, both metaphorical and physical. So lead on, my erstwhile apprentice, and do watch for any guardians or traps that might be waiting in... Nothing important in there. An ornate coffer. I'll take a look while you deal with any of... Keep your eyes peeled for traps, apprentice. Pity that old scroll didn't include some sort of map. You keep bringing up that strange Nord woman. I believe she said she found the scroll at a shop in Sadrith Mora. Once she noticed the ancient Elven, she brought it to me straight away. What? No, of course not. She'll get a thank you in the fine print. But I translated the scroll. I braved the dangers of the tomb. I did all the hard work. With some help from you, which I will gladly acknowledge when I write this thrilling tale. I'm sure you can handle this. Well, that's not something you see every day. Great opportunity for you to impress me, though. I believe I see the treasure vault on the other side of this chamber. Away, foul creatures! The bracelet of Indrel Veloth! I'm sure of it! Ah, damn these trapped spaces and their tempting gaps. I hate to be a bother, but could you get me out of here, please? So good of you to notice. I'm quite proud of my ability to turn any situation into a dramatic scene for my next book. Anyway, I believe you'll find another series of wall plates to push in the chamber to my right. That's a rather ungrateful attitude, after I graciously agreed to take you under my wing. If you don't let me out, however, we won't be able to use the key I found in here. I'm quite certain it opens the way into the next section of the tomb. Almost certainly. The scroll clearly described a final treasure vault, and we haven't come across anything like that yet. So, do a dark elf a favor and go push a wall plate. It's the second one from the left. Or is it the right? I found a jeweled glove and a sturdy key. Let's see if it opens the way into the next section of the tomb. Ah, sweet freedom! Onward! You deal with this. I wouldn't want to deny you a chance to demonstrate your impressive combat prowess. So many spirits. Why they prefer tombs like this is beyond me. Tiles set in the floor. I've seen this before. Panels on the walls. Do you see any differences? I suppose the order is important, but a few of the panels have fallen into disrepair. That's it. Just step in the proper order and the way will be open. Think of the stone tiles set into the floor as a giant locking mechanism. We just need to determine the proper combination to open the way forward. Of course, there's probably some kind of conundrum built in. Of course! But no two puzzles are ever exactly the same. The scroll described a proper path to ancient honors. Or was it to honor the ancients? No matter. Close enough. We just need to determine the correct order in which to walk the stone tiles. That's where the conundrum comes in. Check the panels on the wall and see if they provide any insight. I'll supervise and run through the huge catalog of adventure obstacles and how to counteract them. I memorized it for just such situations. Flash of gold? A blessing from St. Veloth for sure. Come to Narcissus, you beautiful golden head, you. And look, another passage opens. That will lead to the treasure vault most assuredly. I'm just guessing, mind you. But I dare say that skull belonged to a son or grandson of St. Veloth. What a spectacular discovery! Nonsense! Did you see it? Emeralds for eyes, covered in gold! It's better than anything in my collection. Don't let odd sounds disturb you. I learned long ago to just hum the tune to the Red Mountain drinking song and keep moving forward. There are no people like us. We solved the puzzle and uncovered the secret. You did all the work, of course, but I had it figured out the moment we entered the chamber. I was ready to help if you needed it. Now, let's see what's waiting inside. To the ancient crypt! My next book is going to be a trilogy for sure! Well, this isn't at all what I expected. This place is ancient. These must be Veloth's earliest ancestors. I'll perform a thorough historical examination while you deal with any inconveniences that happen our way. I expected your technique to be a little more graceful than that. Look at this. Preserved bodies, not cremated ashes. A technique that predates the earliest Dark Elves. Aim for the vital parts! They have to have vital parts! This is disappointing. Where's all the treasure? Nothing but some broken crates and an old well. Narcissus Dren never fails like this. I blame you, apprentice. My translation was nearly perfect, so how could this be? Where are the relics? The treasure? There's nothing here but some busted old crates and a decrepit old well. No, that's impossible. Ancient scrolls lead to discovery and treasure, not disappointment. I blame you, apprentice. You obviously don't have the attitude and temperament necessary to make great discoveries. You've ruined my expedition. Isn't that a noble sentiment? But noble sentiments don't pay the bills or sell my books. You wouldn't understand. You have no sense of what it takes to do what Narcissus Dren does. You're nothing more than an apprentice. Bend the truth for dramatic effect? Unconventional. But it would be a shame to disappoint my adoring readers with a lackluster ending. You know, I like the way you think, apprentice. I can't wait to write this all down. To my camp, apprentice. This expedition might make for my most exciting tale yet. It was probably St. Veloth's mother.
Oh, Narcissus, that is wonderful news. I can't wait to read it.
That will have to wait. I must get to Vivec City. I'll leave it to you to compensate my trusty assistant.
Oh, Narcissus, always rushing here and there. Oh, how I love him. I am glad to see he did not leave you in that dusty old tomb. You wouldn't believe how many apprentices he tends to lose along the way. Oh yes, before you arrived, he was telling us all about it. I am certain it's going to make for a great story. His best yet, and he was so feisty. Allow me to pay you for your service. It is the standard rate for Narcissus apprentices.